Hi, welcome to the Jefferson Street Bridge. Today we're feeding the homeless here. It's toward the end of the month and we have a big crowd, which is typical for the end of the month. Here I have with me my friend. What is your name, Jim?
James Washburn,
Okay, and where are you from, James?
Rochester, New York,
And how long have you been here in Nashville?
since February.
Okay, so I must have met you right away when you came here, huh?
I've been here before, but I go and come.
Okay, because I feel like I've known you a long time. Like we've been connected at the heart for a long time, haven't we? So, you have quite a story. I know that it's the story of probably so many of these. It's a story of pain, fellowship, but let's go to the pain part. Just recently, when I saw you today, you told me that you had been in the hospital. Do you want to tell us about that?
I took an overdose.
Okay, you took an overdose of what?
Thorazine, Risperidol, Prozac, and Effexor.
Okay, so those would be pills that you are supposed to take in small doses each month?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you took those and overdose, and what brought you to that point?
I'm tired of being homeless. And it's very rough. The cops are really bad. You can't walk down the street without getting harassed. And I'm tired.
You know, Jim, I would think
And the
that...
voices in my head.
Okay, sure. You know, I think one of the things that we all want is we all want to feel worthy, and we all want to feel we have a purpose. And I've heard other people talk about law people here, the way they're treated. When they don't let you walk down streets, when they harass you, how does that make your spirit feel?
What spirit?
So it's pretty beat up?
Yeah, yeah. It's like you got to look over your shoulder. You know, like, am I walking the right street? Am I waiting for the traffic light to stop?
Okay, so now you talk about walking the right streets. How do you know what the right streets are, and why can you only walk on some streets?
Well, they don't want, they look bad on homeless on Broadway and that area
Which is
down
one
there.
of the main streets downtown.
Yeah,
Nashville.
tourist area.
Okay.
And it's just, you don't know what to do. I mean, they act like, a lot of us don't have an income, but I have an income coming in, but it's not enough to get a place to live. And they want $8,000-9,000 for a room, and I just don't make it. I get $700 a month, and it's just hard to make.
Right, I can see that. So you mentioned something about that they stop you with your backpacks.
Oh, yes.
Okay, explain to me about that.
They don't want to see homeless people with backpacks. And it's a bad eyesore for the tourists. This city is basically for the tourists. They want to hide the homeless, and it's not going to happen.
Well, it's not going to happen, and another thing, too, is I think that it puts a sense of shame on the homeless, when really they want a place, they want four walls, they want a purpose, and they want to be loved. And so then I think the people just feed it in saying, you're not worthy, we want to hide you because we're ashamed of you. Would you agree?
Yeah. As far as the mission goes and the shelters, I don't stay in the shelter. And it's very hard to find a spot to sleep without getting harassed and getting a citation. And then they take you to jail if you don't be booked in. And, it's just rough.
So even being homeless, just finding a place, a piece of ground to sleep on is hard.
Yeah, it is.
So now, do you find a different place every night to sleep on?
Yeah, I do. And just like this bridge right here, it's no trespassing government property. Over across the street, no trespassing government property. Everywhere you look, it's government property.
Now that's just in the last couple of years, isn't it? Because when I first started serving down here, those signs weren't up.
No. Basically, it happened back all the way back by the sand pile. There was a gentleman sleeping, and he got his throat cut. Sleeping.
Would that have been our friend Robert?
Yeah.
Okay, we did a memorial for him. Yes, he did. So because of that, then instead of giving you another place to stay, they just closed one more place and gave less places to sleep. Now, have you ever had a place where there was a camp that you could put your stuff and stay there and come back to every night?
No.
You haven't had
No.
that stability.
No. I basically staying right behind the food stamp office on the bench,
Okay.
and I haven't had any trouble whatsoever. And all of a sudden, the cop said, "This park closes at midnight." And I said, "Where's the signs? There's no signs that say the park's closed." And I have a cell phone and government phone, and I was up at the Fort Nashboro, charging my phone, and they gave me a citation for charging my phone. That's criminal trespassing, and they said the park's closed. How can you close the riverfront?
Right, right. Now my heart just goes out to you guys. I just love you guys. Now you were in the hospital. You said from the 6th through the 20th.
Yeah, 6th to the 20th.
Okay, well, I guess it gave you a place to stay, huh?
Yeah.
You know, which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But let's go back to this, and this is kind of on the tail end of like Robin Williams taking himself out of his pain. So I think it's it's opening up this Pandora's box, so people are realizing what depression is. So at what point did it get you? What happened to get you to the point where you said, "I would rather take my own life and be somewhere else than struggle through each day"?
A lot of it has to do with the voices I hear, and a lot of it's a depression, not knowing what every day is going to bring. You know, and it's hard.
Well, I think it's hard because you don't know what the days are going to bring, and when you finally are tired at the end of the day and want to lay your head, you don't know what the night is going to bring, if you're going to be able to sleep on a piece of ground.
Yeah.
So I think that's really hard. So
And you don't know if somebody's going to come up and cut your throat or beat you up or whatever.
yeah, I think the thing that surprises me is that there's a lot of stealing among the homeless.
Yeah.
When people steal backpacks and sleeping bags, what do they do with them?
9 times out of 10, they sell them.
Okay.
They get money.
Yeah, I guess I
Buy
can.
alcohol or drugs.
Sure. Any of their addictions, huh? So from here on in, now you obviously God said, we're not done with you yet. You have a place here. You have something to do, and He still has work. He knows the plans He has for you, and your days are numbered, and so they're not done. So looking at it like that, what do you think that He has for you to do?
I went to Room in the Inn last month, and I filled out for Section 8. And it's a lottery-based system. And I'd like to get into a place and then come out and do something like this.
Oh, okay. So really, you want just your own little room that you can go to, close the door and feel safe, and then during the day come out and serve.
Yeah.
Now, there's a real possibility that could happen, right? You know what? And if you look at it, I guess in a way, being here on the streets almost feels like a prison to you. So if you look at it like that, Jim, Paul was in jail and in prison, Paul in the Bible, and he talked about Jesus all the time. And so when we look at that, do you think that maybe God has something for you to do out here to tell people, I've been through a lot and I still love Him? Look at what you can do for the kingdom. You can do what I can't do.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that maybe this is your mission field?
Because a lot of people, I'm not saying you and Bob and all these people, but they haven't actually been homeless. So they don't know exactly what we go through. I mean, they have an idea of what we go through, but they don't know. I mean, they never actually slept on a bench or in the woods.
Right. You know, it's interesting you say that because what someone said to me is even he had been homeless for 4.5 months, and he said that even people that go out for a week and sleep with the homeless, they still know that at the end of the week they're going back to their home. He said it's a whole different mindset when you get up in the morning and go, I can't wait till this day is over, and then the night comes and you're like, where am I going to sleep? I can't wait till the night's over, and knowing that this could go on and on and on, and there's no end in sight. And he said that, like, we were sitting in a Panera eating, and he said, I would never have come into this place because I didn't belong. And so I think it just really grieves me when I think that there are places that you guys feel like you're not welcome and you don't belong.
That's like me. I love country music, and I feel like I don't belong down on Broadway, or when they had the fanfare.
And the free concerts.
Yeah, I feel like I don't belong because I'm homeless.
Yeah. And you know what? Homeless is just what you are. It's not who you are. And when I see you, you make my heart happy. There's something about your spirit. And you know what? If I was down there listening to that free music and I saw you there, you'd make me really happy. So you know what? You have to remember that God made you special, that He was intentional about how He made you. So right now, I would say that He probably has a special mission for you. So I think, is there any way that we can shift the thinking into thinking, instead of me thinking about being homeless, I am supposed to be reaching people on the sidewalks here.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I do in a way. I talk to people, and I tell people, you know, especially with the drugs and alcohol. The 17th, I just celebrated my 15th year being sober.
Wow, that's a long time. Way to go.
And
17 years.
and 15.
15 years. Wow, that's a lot.
And I just
17.
and I just talk to people, and I just, you know, hey man, you don't need that. Look what it's going to do to you. You know, you're going to have the cops up to you. You know, just, you know.
Pastor Bob's trying to get in on our conversation. You know how he is. You know what? I think that that's good to tell people, because to witness means to tell what you know or what you've seen. So you can witness to those people because you were drinking and you quit. So you know what it's like. It's 7 days a week, and that's what a lot of them are doing. So you can witness. I mean, what a great witness. I never did that. So you know what? I could tell people that, but I'm just telling them off the top of my head. You're telling them that you know where they are.
And you know, a lot of people tell me, they say all homeless people are drug addicts and drunks. I'm not.
Okay, that's that's ignorance. That's people
Yeah.
talking that don't know. And that's when you need to just look at them and think, you know what, you don't have a clue. You don't have a clue.
I do.
So if you could give one bit of information to people watching them, if you could tell them one thing about the homeless, a way to treat the homeless, something the homeless go through they don't know, what would you let the people all over the world know?
That we're human, and that not all of us are bad people, and we just need a shoulder.
When you were a child, what was your dream?
To be a teacher.
To be a teacher. Maybe you can be a teacher on the streets. I'm seeing a pattern here. You were a teacher, and I think people forget that you weren't a kid that when the teacher said or your mom said, what do you want to be? You didn't say, I want to be homeless, and I want to be looking for a place for food every day and a place to live. I think that that's a great reminder for people, is that as a little kid, we were all the same, and that life took some weird twists and turns, and that you want to be looked at like all those other little kids that had those dreams. Is that true?
Yeah. I just wanted things that other people had, and my mom always told me that you had to work for it. And I guess, you know, I was always a mama's boy, So I always listen to my mom. And
I like that as mom.
my mom just told me, said, you got to go with your dreams, and hopes, and without them, you're nothing.
So right now, your dream is to get a place, to get four walls, and to serve.
Hmm.
Hang on to that. Hang on to that dream. Imagine it like a balloon, and when it feels like it's flying away, pull it back in and say, "This is my dream. I'm going to get four walls, and I'm going to serve people, and I'm going to share what I know." And so, on that note, I heard you don't have a sleeping bag; you sleep on the ground. And so tomorrow, I will be meeting you at Ken and Carol's, and I will bring you a sleeping bag. So I will do what I can to get you the sleeping bag until you get those four walls. Thank you, Lord, for my
Thank
friend
you.
here. Thank you for letting him be part of my life, and we'll keep you in prayer, okay?
Thank you.
I love you, Jim.
God bless all of you.
Thank you. Thank you from the Jefferson Street Bridge. God bless you.